Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today on this virtual webinar. My name is Rishi, and I'm the Director of Marketing for Square System, one of the leading technology software and service provider. We are happy to see many people around and are excited to have a wonderful session on low code, no code. Joining with me on this webinar is Jeff Friedman, Vice President, Sales and Customer Success, and he is the host for this webinar along with the presenters, Neeraja and Nikita, our LCNC subject matter experts. Thank you. Now, I hand it over to Jeff to continue from here.
Thank you, Rishi, and hello, everyone. As Rishi said, I am Jeff Friedman, and I also wish to thank you for accepting our invitation and welcome you to our webinar on low code, no code, or LCNC as we refer to it. Now, specifically, today's demo will focus on the value and readiness of no code for enterprise professional IT department needs. I hope you find today's webinar both informative and thought-provoking. Our goal for this webinar is not to promote a particular product, but rather to utilize one that we have vetted to explain why we believe that no code has achieved enterprise-grade professional IT department levels. We look forward to you listening and deciding for yourself if you agree. And regardless which no-code product or products you might elect to employ within your organization, that you see the value in transforming your application development and maintenance processes by incorporating no-code. A few housekeeping items. If your screen appears small, double-click on it and it'll expand to full screen. Also, we encourage you to submit questions at any time by using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. This will take you to the webinar Q&A portal where you can enter your questions. So with that out of the way, let me get us started off by sharing some of our views of the business world today. Digital transformation and legacy modernization have been important for many, many years now. This is not new. But the recent global pandemic exponentially increased its importance. Companies had to reinvent their processes almost overnight, and the need to continue to accelerate process reinvention has become permanent, and it's accelerating daily. As an example, self-service has become critical, in some cases, to the very existence of the business. Today, more than ever, process changes have to be implemented and quickly. And at the same time, global economic strains have resulted in worldwide inflationary pressure. Combined with decreased revenues, companies have had to undertake exceptionally difficult employee sizing decisions. Daily, we see major corporations announcing 5, 10, even 20% layoffs. The end result? More than ever, companies have to be able to implement technological innovation and do it faster, but with less resources and at lower expense. Now, it's our supposition that this new paradigm is here to stay and requires a different development approach to meet these new times. In our opinion, that development approach is low-code, no-code. Square has been providing enterprise application development, maintenance, and DevOps services, as well as enterprise COTS administration, cloud migration, infrastructure support, and other IT managed services since 2002. Today, we're helping our customers understand the need to change how they achieve these services, forced by events of the last several years. Now, our intention today is to demonstrate that low-code, no-code allows organizations to move from expensive, long development cycles, utilizing what we refer to as non-value add code linguists, i.e. programmers, to significantly less expensive development at the speed of business by focusing on defining process flow logic and allowing the development tools to perform the non-value function of actual code generation. You've no doubt heard marketing that no code is for citizen development, non-critical purposes. It's our intent to show you why, in fact, with the right tools, it is the next technology stack to be employed by professional IT departments to produce the enterprise-grade solutions required to meet the digital transformation and legacy modernization demands of corporations today. Now you can see on this and on the next slide several actual client examples of how it was used to deliver and support large, complex, mission-critical operations. Momentarily, I'm going to ask our low-code, no-code application development SME to do a demonstration with this technology. Now, the purpose of this is to demonstrate what we are advocating to our clients. Specifically, we'll be using one of two low-code, no-code products we currently offer to the marketplace, WEM Enterprise Grade Application Development Platform, that's been used by corporations globally for over a decade. For this demonstration, we're going to emulate having a use case under development. As one would approach structuring the work into user stories, our presenter will demonstrate how she can better deliver tasks for some common user story scenarios using the no-code application development platform. Now, it is our goal to not educate you on WEM, the tool that we're going to be using, but rather to demonstrate from an IT managed services provider's perspective, and more specifically, from a professional IT developer's view, how the right no-code tool can help reinvent the application development and maintenance process. As I mentioned before, please feel free to submit questions throughout the webinar by using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. Depending on time, we'll try to answer some of the questions at the end of the webinar, but we will follow up with you directly via email to address submitted questions. Present with us today is one of S-Square's low-code, no-code application development SMEs, Mrs. Neerja Madaletti. So let me turn this over to Neerja.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm happy to be here and share my insights with you. I am Neeraja, a Java full-stack developer. Today, I'm so excited to talk about my motto, WEM low-code, no-code platform, exploring how it has improved my development approach and allowed me to work more efficiently. Thanks for joining. Let's dive into the discussion. As Jeff has mentioned, the professional IT departments are adopting LCNC as the latest technology to produce enterprise-grade solutions to meet the digital transformation of corporation today. I can briefly explain what WEM. WEM is an enterprise-grade full-stack development platform as a service with the same capability of traditional coding. It's built on secure cloud architecture and has flexible deployment options. As a professional IT developer, I need an environment to develop web and mobile applications, which can integrate with other systems and technologies, and can also easily consume or expose the data through web requests. Web is one of the low-code product in the marketplace that meets all these criteria. This is why Esquire is introducing it to our customers. For the purpose of this webinar, we have a use case in development stage, and I have split the work into user stories within the sprint for refinement. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how I would further break down these user stories into tasks for three common scenarios by using WEM low-code no-code platform. How to create a web page, how to create a web service, how to retrieve the data from the web service without coding by using WEM LCNC platform. First, let's discuss how to create a web page. Using traditional languages to create a web page like Java, .NET, React.js, JavaScript, etc., one must be a technical expert for writing the front end and back end, and we require the sum of the IDs and to store the data we need some of the IDs in the laptop. It's a very time-consuming process for the developer. But in one LCNC platform, to create a web page without coding, I'll show you how to create a web page within a minute. It's a simple drag and drop interface in one LCNC platform. Let's move on to the web modular. The interface which is on the screen is a web modular in which we can develop applications. To develop applications using web LCNC platform, we use flowcharts. With the help of these flowcharts only, we do all the business logic and functionalities. Using this products flowchart as an example, I'll show you how to create the web page. These are called the functional nodes. With the help of these nodes only, I can design the web pages in the applications or any functionalities in the applications. The first one is a user interaction node. It is used to create a page in the application. Just drag and drop the user interaction node onto the canvas. Name it as a products page. Now I'm developing products web page. So name it as a products page. Double click on this node. It will go to the interaction template editor mode in which we can design the UI of the web page. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to add a table in this web page. Just go to the data model. Vim has inbuilt SQL database, no need of any external databases to store the data. If you want to connect with external systems also, it can possible with Vim LCNC platform. Now just drag and drop the products table onto the interaction template editor mode and select the required columns. Click on OK. This is how easily I can create a table in this web page without coding. Using traditional languages, it may take hours to make the table, to create the table and do all the functionalities. Now, I'm going to show you how to add a button without coding within a minute. Just drag and drop the button component onto the interaction template editor mode. Give the name of the button as add. With the help of this button only, I can add the data into this table. To customize this button, just by using the button properties in the right side, change the color of the button with the help of the color constraints. Give the icon for this button as add addition icon. Click on OK to customize this button. To customize the table, just click on the table. Alternate if you want this table as alternating rows, enable this border enable to customize this table. Click on the save button to save the changes. Just go to the products flowchart. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to create a form. With the help of this form only, we can add the data inside the table. Just drag and drop the user interaction node onto the canvas. Give the name of the form as add product. Make it as a overlay because I want to show this page as overlay. Click on this overlay. Inside the overlay, I want to add few fields which are required by end user. Product name, product image, product description, product cost. Now I'm going to add two more buttons in this overlay to save or cancel the data. Save button to save the data. This is how easily we can add buttons or any form fields in the overlay without coding. In a minute, in a minutes only, I can develop a form by using these components. Customize this button by changing the color. Click on save to save this overlay. Now just go to the products flowchart. Now I want to store this form data. So just drag and drop the products table onto the canvas. Select add row. With the help of this, I can store the products data into this table. To save the data permanently, I'll just drag and drop the Save Database List Changes node onto the canvas. To discard the data permanently inside the table, just drag and drop the discard database list changes node onto the canvas. Now I am connecting all these nodes to create a flow to add the data into this table. Just connect all these nodes. This is how easily I can develop a web page. Inside this web page, I can create a table and I can add the functionality for this table without coding. Now, to see the changes in live using traditional languages, we use some commands in terminal. It's a very time consuming process. But in low-code, no-code platform, we use preview button to see the changes in live. Just click on the preview button. A new window will appear on the browser. Just go to the products page. As you can see, the button is appear on the screen. Now I'm going to add one product in this table. Just click on the add button. Here I'm going to add iPhone in this table. Just browse the product, select the product image, description as blue color, product cost is 2 lakhs. Just save by click on the save button. As you can see, the data is successfully stored inside this table. This is how easily I can add a table. I can add a functionality to this table without coding. Now I'll change this hyperlink into image. Just go to the web modular. Just go inside this products web page. Select this product image. Now change this display as appearance hyperlink to image. Click on the save button. Now see the changes in live by click on the preview button. Just go to the products page. This is how the image will be displayed inside the table. This is how quickly I can convert hyperlink into image. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to update or delete the data inside this table. Just go to the web modular. Inside this products web page, inside this table, I'm going to add one more column, actions, with 2 buttons to update the data, to delete the data. To update the data, I'm going to add update button. To delete the data, I'm going to add one more button here, delete button. To customize these buttons, I am using button properties, presentation as separated, change the color of the button, of the delete and update by using this button properties. Just click on the save button to save the changes. Now just go to the products flowchart. Just copy these 3 nodes, paste it here. Now I'm going to show you how to update the data inside this table. Just change the content of add product to update product to update the data. Change the button name as update. Click on save. Go to the products flowchart. Connect these 2 nodes. Whenever I click on the update, the form will appear as update product form. Now I'm going to show you how to delete the data from the table. Just drag and drop the products table onto the canvas, select delete row. To save the changes permanently, just drag and drop the save database list changes node onto the canvas. Connect these nodes to create a flow for delete the data inside the table. This is how quickly I can customize a web page within a minute. But in traditional languages, it may take hours to do all this stuff for the developer. Just go to the products to preview the changes. As you can see, the 2 buttons is appear on the screen inside the table. Just click on the update button to update the data. Just click on the update button. I'm changing iPhone to iPhone 12 Pro. Blue color to black color. And click on the update button to update this table data. As you can see, the data is updated successfully inside the table. This is how to update the data inside the table by using this button. Now, let's see how to delete the data by using this delete button. Just click on this delete button. The data is successfully deleted inside the table. This is how you can customize your web pages just as like with traditional coding. It significantly reduces the time for the developer by using low-code, no-code platform. Now, I am going to show you how to add a carousel in this page within a minutes. But in traditional languages, it may take hours to add the carousel inside the pages. Just go to the web modular, inside the products web page. Just drag and drop the custom wizards onto the interaction template editor mode. Select the carousel list. Give some space here, carousel and add button by click on the enter. In the widget properties, I am going to add images table which I have already created in the database. Image field in the image. Now I want to customize this carousel height to 400 pixel. Just click on save button to save the changes. Now see in live how the carousel will look like in the products page. Just click on the preview button. Go to the products. As you can see, the carousel is displayed in the screen. For every 2 seconds, the image will be changing. This is how quickly we can add a carousel in a web page within minute. But in traditional languages, it may take hours to code all this stuff for the developer. Now that I have completed the first user story, from this user story, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in question answer button. Now, let's move on to second user story, how to create a web service without coding. Using traditional languages to create a web service like Java, .NET, we need to create a project. Inside the project, we need to create so many classes like service, controller, DAO class, so many classes. Inside these classes also, we need to write so many methods and annotations, and we have to add dependencies in pom.xml. It's a time-consuming process for the developer. But in Vim low-code, no-code platform, it's very easy to create web service without coding with manual configurations only. Now let's see how to create a web service without coding using LCNC platform. Just go to the web modular. These are called the project resources. Just select the web services and comment here where we can manage all the web services. Choose the web services and comment. Click on the context menu. Here we can able to create the new web service by click on the new web service. A form will be appear with further configurations. Here simply give name for the web service. Now I'm going to give products web service. So simply give name as products web service. URL path name also product. For this web service, if you want to add any authentication by using this option, you can add any authentication methods for this web service. As of now, I'm not using any authentication for this web service. Just click on the create. The web service will be created. To add any operations for this web service, just click on the context menu, click on the new operation. A form will be appear. Just give the operation name. Now I'm going to create post operation. So I'm giving name as post product for this web service. In the documentation field, I'm going to describe the post operation, what it can be done. As an input, product info, product name, and output will be product info. It is very useful for developers when we expose the LCNC apps to other systems. It is very helpful. Just click on the create. Don't give any spaces. Vim has beautiful features in this platform. If you commit any mistakes, it can validate the mistakes and can show the error. The name contains invalid character. Just click on create to add any operation. As you can see, when I open the post product operation, input, output, false, flowchart will be visible on the screen. As of now, I just created the web service. To make this web service functional, I am going to add few fields in the output, input, false, and business logic in the flowchart. As an input, I am going to give one field, product name. Just click on save to save this field. In the output, I am going to add one table to store the output. Just click on the save. In this table, I am going to add one field, product info. Just click on save. In the false, I am going to add one message. When user gives any input, it doesn't present in the database. I am going to show you one message. So I am creating one message folder here. In this, I am going to add one field, no data found. Just click on save. Inside this flowchart, I am going to add some logic to make this web service functional. Just drag and drop the loop node. This is used to check the data is present in the products table or not whenever users gives any input to this web service. Just add the condition. Just go to the data model. If the product name contains whenever users gives any input, it can check the condition. If it is present in the database, then I want to give the output. To store the output, just drag and drop the details and select the add row. To add output value, just drag and drop the product info field and assign values to the output as, just go to the data model. I want to show output as product name, product image, product description as an output if the input is present in the database. I'm connecting all these nodes to create a flow for web service to make it functional. This is how easily we can create a web service without coding. But in traditional languages, it may take hours to do all this stuff. But in LCNC platform, with the help of these functional nodes, we can do easily within a minute. We can create a web service. Now, I'm going to add one condition if the input is not present in the database. Count of output value is equal to 0. Product info value is equal to 0. I want to assign the one message. So just drag and drop the no data found field, assign value if the input is not present in the database. Whenever users search any input for this web service, no data found. Just click on validate. This expression is valid or not. Connect all these nodes. If the condition is yes, then I want to end the message. If the condition is false, I want to end this success. I want to give this success message. This is how quickly we can create a web service and make it functional. To get the URL of this web service, just click on the products, web service context menu, click on edit settings, click on this hyperlink. A new window will appear on the screen in the browser. As you can see, the post product operation, the description will be visible on the screen, whatever I told in the web modular. Just click on the post product to get the URL. WEM supports both SOAP, HTTP, JSON. As of now, I just click on the HTTP JSON to get the URL, post URL. As a input, product name, as a output, product info, as a fault message, no data found will be visible on the screen. This is how quickly we can create a web service and make it functional. Using traditional languages, it may take hours to create a web service with the help of coding. But in WEM LCNC platform, it may take minutes to do all this stuff. To test this URL is working or not, by using Postman, you can test if this web service is working or not. Now that I have completed 2 user stories from these user stories, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in question answer button. Now let's move on to third user story, how to retrieve the data from the web service. Using traditional languages, to retrieve the data from the web service, like Java, we need to create the classes. Inside the classes, we need to create so many objects, object connections. Inside the method also, we need to create object to get the JSON data from the web service. But in WEM LCNC platform, without coding, I can retrieve the data from the web service. Just go to the web modular, just close this, go to the flowcharts. Before that, I want to show on one project. Just click on the preview button. Just go to the movies. This page is used to extract the movie data from the web service. Just search the movie as Godfather. To get the info from the web service, just click on the search movie. As you can see, the JSON data will be appear on the screen. For your understanding, I am converting this JSON data into tabular format. Now I am going to demonstrate how to develop this page to retrieve the data from the web service. Just go to the web modular. Using this movies flowchart as an example, I'll show you how to design a web page to retrieve the data from the web service. Just drag and drop this user interaction node onto the canvas. Name it as a movies page. Inside this movies page, I'm going to add one search field to search the movie name. I'm going to add one more button here to search the movie data. Get movie data. Click on OK. Click on Save button to save the changes of this page. Go to the movies. To retrieve the data from the web service, using traditional languages, we have to write code for the developers. But in low-code, no-code platform, by using do HTTP request node, we can retrieve the data from the web service. Just drag and drop it. Copy the URL and paste it here. With the help of this URL only, we can get the movies data. This is the movies web service URL. Just paste it here, select method as get because I want to get the data from this web service. So I can choose the method as get method. If you want to enable any authentication for this web service, just by using this authentication option, you can enable it. For this web service, nothing authentication is there, so I can select none here. In the response body, I'm going to store output value from this web service. So I'm going to add JSON result in this response body to store the data from the URL. Just connect all these nodes to retrieve the data from this URL. In this HTTP request node, I'm going to add edit query fields. For this web service, query fields are there, so I'm going to add 2 query fields here. Just click on edit query fields, add one query field here, API key, paste it here. One more query field is query. Just drag and drop the search movie, validate it and click on save. Close. To get the result in this page, go to the movies page. Just drag and drop the JSON result. The output will be stored in JSON results. So just drag and drop the JSON result. To customize the output, I'm using panel here. Just drag and drop it down. Keep the output inside the panel. Keep the heading of this panel as JSON data. Change the color of the panel by using this appearance in the panel properties. Give some space. Just click on the save button. Now see the changes in live, how this movies web page will look like, how to get the data from the web service. Just go to flowchart, preview, click on preview button, go to movies page. As you can see, the search field, the button, the output panel will be appear on the screen. Now I want to search one movie name as Baby. To get the data, I'll just click on the get movie data. As you can see, the JSON data for this movie will be appear on the screen. For your understanding, I'm converting this JSON data into tabular format. So that just go to the web modular. First create the object. Using traditional languages to create the object also we need to write code, and also to convert this object data into tabular format also we need to write so much of the code. But here by using this import data node, without coding I can create an object, I can store the object data into the table. Just drag and drop the import JSON. First drag and drop this JSON result. Create, just click on the create mapping example from text. I'll just copy the object from here to create the object. Paste it here to create the object without coding. This is how quickly I can create an object without coding. Now I want to store this object data into the table. Just go to the movies table which I have already created. Drag and drop the original title, overview, title, release date. On to map these fields, click on save. To store this In table, I'll just drag and drop the movies table onto the canvas, select add row. To save the changes permanently inside the table, just drag and drop the save database list node onto the canvas. Connect all these nodes to get the data in a tabular format. This is how quickly we can retrieve the data from the web service and store in a table. To get the data in the table, just drag and drop the panel to customize the table. Movies data. Panel name as movies data. Drag and drop the table to get the result in the table when I am searching the movie name. Title. Select the required fields which are required by the end user. Just click on the save button to save the changes. Just go to the movies flowchart, click on the preview button to see the changes. Go to the movies page. Now I am going to enter Bahubali name in the search field. Just click on the get movie data. As you can see, the JSON data will appear on the screen. For your understanding, I'll show in table. This is how quickly I can retrieve the data from the web service without coding using low-code, no-code platform. Using traditional languages to do this stuff, it may take hours also. Just go to the web modular. This is the command node. Like in Java, it is very helpful for developer reference. This is helpful for developers. What this node will do, what this node will do. Whenever we're creating logic in this flowcharts, it is very helpful. Now that I have completed all the user stories, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the question answer button. At the end of this demonstration, I'll answer to your questions. Thanks all for your time. It's been a pleasure to share my knowledge with you. So let's turn it over to Jeff.
Thank you, Neeraja. Before I continue, let me share some observations. Clearly, the work Neeraja demonstrated is the type of basic work performed by a professional IT developer. Now, due to time limitations, we could not do more complex development examples. Still, I think you can appreciate how the no-code application development platform made her much more productive. Let's talk about why. First, this no-code application development platform is designed for enterprise-grade needs. It has the full set of building blocks without limitations needed by a professional IT developer. Building blocks as opposed to limited prepackaged capabilities. The selection of functions you saw her demo using the no-code tool were chosen to illustrate this. This complete set of tools is what professional developers would expect if they're going to agree to advance beyond today's usage of traditional structured languages and productivity components. You also saw her demo a very simple flowchart. She could have created extremely complex flows by incorporating subflow charts, calling other flows, accessing external programs, consuming web services and or microservices, etc. Now, as proof of the potential using the right no-code tool, a few minutes ago, you saw examples of actual client-implemented complex mission-critical solutions built using this actual no-code offering. Second, when she did her screen building demonstration, she intentionally kept it simple, again, due to time limitations. But you saw how the toolset gave her all the building blocks to design and build any level of complexity she needed. She could have implemented a company-defined design scheme and, of course, incorporated the company logo. She might have designed a screen to utilize tiles that rotate when clicked. In other words, anything the business might require. These are further examples that all tools are not equal. and why we keep emphasizing understanding your needs, the tool capabilities, and consequently employing the right tool set for your situation. Third, you saw her save data to the application as a platform in tool storage. In an actual client situation, she could have saved data or retrieved data for that matter from any external commercial cloud storage, any on-prem storage, any hybrid environment, or combination that the client requires. Again, that's because it's designed with enterprise-grade expectations in mind. Finally, you saw her do what would traditionally require multiple tools to implement front-end and back-end work all in this one environment, and to do it in approximately, 30 minutes. This is in contrast to what would otherwise have taken hours to days to have performed using traditional tools, as well as the time to stitch everything together and ensure debugging. As yet another example, you saw how she could preview work in progress at any time without compiles. And while we did not include it in today's demo, the tool includes extensive debugging functionality. She could have traced any flow, setting trace points, and then stepping through the flow, seeing execution of the process logic whenever she might desire. I hope you're beginning to appreciate the transformational potential of employing the right no-code tool. We still want and need professional IT developers, but we need them for their ability to develop logical solutions, not to be code linguists. So let me move on. For the last 60 years, the IT world has been emphasizing specialization in coding, or as you've heard me refer to them, code linguists. These are programmers who generally are experts in the selected language and how to successfully write the syntax of the required code. Oh, and they're expensive and difficult to obtain. Unfortunately, generally, they are not experts in understanding the business. As a result, they require written specifications to implement what the business desires. IT's expenditure and effort have therefore gone into improving the delivery of the coding process, but this is not adding business value. Instead, we're increasingly isolating application development from the business, investing in processes to further optimize that isolation. Today, using the right technology, no-code can change how we work and deliver value to the business. Now, you've seen and heard our professional IT developer describe how she can use no-code to do everything she did, for example, with Java and JavaScript or React.js and Node.js, but faster and easier. More importantly, you've seen how the tool uses flowcharting to define the process logic. Flowcharting that anyone can watch being created, understand, and contribute to. This is hugely transformational. Think about the ability to implement true garage development processes, where the business is collaborating real time with developers to build their solutions at the speed of business. And as you've seen earlier from the actual client examples of complex mission-critical implementations, this allows for production of truly enterprise-grade application solutions. But it doesn't sacrifice any of the environmental needs demanded by a modern corporate IT organization. This is why we're advocating to our clients and prospective customers that they change their behaviors and embrace employing the right no-code technology to meet the challenges they are facing today. So with that, let's take a few minutes to answer questions that have come into our chat. Rishi, what questions did we receive?
Great. Thank you so much, Jeff and Neeraja, for such a wonderful explanation. We've got a couple of them. I would be asking a few of them, taking limited time into consideration. The first one being, how cost effective is it for my application development when compared to traditional development?
Okay, Rishi, let me answer to this question. In this webinar, we saw how web-based development was done and how web service was created within a minute as compared to traditional languages, which would take more than a day. And we saw the development mechanism of the LCNC platform. Flowcharting logic will give all the code. So it allows for real-time collaboration. So from a developer perspective, there is an excellent cost effectiveness.
Let me add to that. As I said before, not all low-code, no-code development platforms are the same. So I think you have to answer the question in terms of the selected tool set. You saw from our demonstration the ability to eliminate the siloing of application development from the business. Siloing that requires the passing of requirement specifications that need to be understood, built, corrected for misunderstanding, tested, integrated, etc. All this non-value time can be eliminated using the right no-code product. In our evaluation, WEM is such a product. This is why you can expect to achieve 80% lower total cost, predominantly from achieving 10x faster development. And it's why we're offering it to bring the benefits of no-code development to our customers and prospects. So I agree wholeheartedly with Neeraja. If using the right no-code application development platform, the cost-saving potential can be excellent. Rishi?
Great. Thank you so much for answering the question. The next one is it possible to integrate low-code apps with other systems and technologies?
Let me answer to this question. Yes, using the right tool set. If you are using the LCNC while demonstrating the web service, I emphasized the ability of LCNC apps to integrate with other systems and technologies. This allows for real-time collaboration and compatibility with other systems.
Neeraja is absolutely correct about the ability of WEM to be exposed or to consume services using any industry standard API. In contrast, other market offerings limit your integration capabilities to a very few APIs. This is another example of understanding the purpose of the tool set. The no-code offerings we're presenting to our customers and prospects are intended to be full enterprise-grade alternatives for professional IT departments. Therefore, they must provide all the functionality available in traditional structured language environments. Back to you, Rishi.
Great. Thank you. So this would be the last one, taking a few minutes left with us. What are the drawbacks of low code? What should I consider before I use it?
There are no drawbacks in LCNC platform, just as like traditional coding like Java, JavaScript, React.js. As the name suggests, it's a low code, no code. There might be at times where you can code with the assembly of these components. There may be instances where you want to code a portion of the solution using LCNC components and another portion using older structured languages.
I'll add to that by discussing some idiosyncrasies of the different no-code offerings we present. Now, WIM is an exceptional no-code that we keep emphasizing for enterprise-grade professional IT development, but it does have some limitations. It does not allow you to access the code it generates, and it does not support SEO. If you have a need for such, we'd recommend a different excellent no-code we offer called RedSling. RedSling is excellent for mobile applications because it can produce true native apps for mobile devices. It allows you to access the code that the tool generates, and it does support SEO. So not drawbacks, but offering differences. So again, we keep emphasizing the need to match the capabilities of the solution you choose to your requirements. Thanks, Rishi. So in closing, we hope you found this webinar informative and that results in your reconsidering how you go about your IT application development and maintenance. We truly believe now is the time to transform and introduce utilization of no-code. We'd love to talk with you further and help you realize this transformation. Once again, thank you for your interest and participation. Rishi, at this time, you can go ahead and close out the webinar.
Great. Thank you so much, Neeraja and Jeff, for such a wonderful presentation. For anything, we guys are 24/7 available at reachout@squaresystems.com. Happily, you can reach out to us at any time. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.